play 3 sports and to maintain their academics and play their athletics. We appreciate, you can see up here the amount of trophies that this group has done. They have had an awesome year in the athletic world. So let's give a big hand to all of our students. Also, we want to thank our coaches for all the time they spend after school hours, on the weekends up here studying film. Being a coach is not easy. You know, you're trying to win a game, you're trying to make sure the kids have fun, you're trying to push them, you're trying to make everybody happy, and it's tough. And at the same time, you're trying to win games. And our coaches do it flawlessly with hard work. They teach our kids how to win and lose with class. Also, Coach Amy and Coach Mo has really changed our athletics due to weight training. Weight training has really changed in the last 5 years, so thank you, Coach Mo and Coach Amy. Also want to thank Coach V, our athletic director. People don't realize what all he does behind the scenes, but between filming the games to the posting on the Facebook, and just keeping up with schedules, making sure our coaches have what they have. He was the athletic director of the year, so let's give Coach B a big hand. Also, we have physicals coming up on Monday the 18th. These are free physicals, but you have to have a few forms. This year it's a little bit different that you've got to fill out. You can get it online or you can get it right behind in the lobby. You can pick those up, and we need those turned in tomorrow. So we can get them to the hospital, and then, like I said, on Monday, they will have free physicals, and I'll be getting ready for the summer ball. We're going to start off today with our new dance team. That's Jessica Reddy.
For the smaller grades, and Annie begged me to start a varsity team. So I said, sure, I'll do it. It was senior year, so I gave it to her, and I volunteered my time to do it. We didn't really know what we were going to expect this year. We had so much fun. We set a goal that we were never going to repeat a performance. We would do a dance one time, and then the next week we would do a different dance. And we met our goal. We had so much fun with these girls. All right, we had an 8th grader, Charlie Usry. She's not here. Osmond Hicks. Come on, Grandma. Libby Torbert. Layla McNair. Avery Thornton. Carlin Dinner, Hallie Houston, and Annie Reddy. Also, we have one more warriorette in this room that he does not know he's a warriorette, but he is. Coach Vic, thank you so much for helping us this year.
Certificate for this year. Addie Hammond, senior. Aubrey Holloman, senior. Charlie Davis, junior. Amelia Giles, junior. Libby Glass, junior. I'm going to quit saying what grade y'all in. This is sound ridiculous. Azamah, KJ Span. Those were the sophomores. Freshman, Bill Cobb, Katie Josie, not here. Addison McClendon, Leanna Medley, Emma Timmons, Sutton Tyner, Bindi Trevor, Braylee Wells, and little 8th grader Riley Mosley. Alright, so first of all, I want to thank Coach Tommy. Is he here today? Oh, okay. Coach Tommy does a lot of work for us behind the scenes and never gets recognized. And I just want to tell him thank you if you see it on the live feed or whatever. Thank you very much, Coach Tommy. I want to thank Coach Dalrymple, Coach Wayne, and Coach B. Because if it wasn't for y'all fighting for all of these coaches up here, I know I wouldn't be here right now. Y'all done the world for me, and I appreciate it. I want to thank the board of directors and our parents. We spend more time with your kids from June 1st to middle of October than you do most of the time. And I do appreciate y'all letting us have them out there to work with. Ms. Rhonda Rathel, thank you for running Game Changer for us. I appreciate it, and for getting our meals prepared when we went to the state meet. No more. We don't have to do it anymore. I want to thank Coach Moe, Coach Palmer, and Coach Amy for the job they do for these girls in the weight room. You can tell the last 2 years, especially, what it's done for our team, whether it's winning or whether it's just fighting back from being down. And it helps tremendously. These girls started practicing the first week of June last year during the hottest part of the day. This year's team's record had 22 wins and 6 losses. They beat a Class 6A public school. That they were sorry about that. They lost to the eventual GISA 4A champion 3-2 and 4-2 during the month of August while we were really getting loose. And they only lost 2 games from August the 16th through October the 18th, where we finished up at the end of the year. Our pitchers combined for 194 strikeouts this year, which was the most I can remember for our pitchers at this school while I've been here. This team has won 13 region championships in a row, and the second state championship were back-to-back in as many years. And to see that win was, the way it played out, was something I'd never seen before, and I don't know if any of y'all have ever seen anything like that before. I've been around sports since I was 3 years old, and I've never seen the way they fought back. And it was amazing, and every time I talked to somebody that was there, they just can't quit talking about it. So congratulations, ladies, on winning another state championship. That is the second in our school's history. Our all-region players this year in Region 3 AA were Charlie Davis, Amelia Giles, Libby Glass, Addison Mock, and Ava Rayford. Our District 3 AA Pitcher of the Year was Aubrey Holloman. And our District 3 AA Player of the Year was KJ Span. All this is voted on by region coaches. And now our all-state members also voted on by the state coaches in our classification, only in AA. Charlie Davis. Libby Glass, Amelia Giles, Addison Mock, and Ava Rayford. And the Class AA GIAA Softball Pitcher of the Year, Aubrey Holland. And the Class AA GIAA Softball Player of the Year, and AA was KJ Span. Both of these young ladies have won that award 2 years in a row. So congratulations to both of them. Congratulations.
Last year when I was approached about coaching cheer, I thought, well, I go to all the ball games, the boys are going to play football, the boys are going to play basketball. Little did I know what I was getting into. But in March, I took over from Courtney Clanton. We had tryouts and the madness started. We formed our team, we ordered our uniforms, and then we started making all kinds of plans. Until you're in a position to coach a team, you don't understand the blood, the sweat, the tears sometimes that go into that job. But that can be from athletes, that can be from coaches too. But as a teacher, most people are like, oh, but you can't wait for summer. Summer doesn't stop for athletes at our school, in case you're not aware. We spent most of our summer working out, practicing. We held little girls camp. We held UCA camp. We worked out, we practiced, we worked out more, we practiced. We learned our tailgate routine and practiced it more times than we even want to talk about. And then we had a big spend the night party, we planned our pet rallies, we planned homecoming, and then school started. Football games, before we could finish the football, basketball started. We traveled 15 miles, we cheered at 1 million games. We got to cheer at 2 different state championships this year, and I think that's a feat in itself for those athletes that are playing. I'm sure I missed some things that we got to do, but I do want to thank the parents of our cheerleaders. They feed us before games, they help us get to away games, and sometimes they're even in the stands cheering with us. We couldn't have done all the things that we do without you. The Booster Club, a special thank you to you guys. A lot of behind the scenes work is done by those people, Caitlin Williams, Amanda Farley, Kimberly Hurd, and even Coach B. I had 18 football cheerleaders, 21 basketball cheerleaders, and a mascot, so I'm going to recognize those girls at this time. Freshman Harper Brinson, Asher Scott, Bristol Tab, Sutton Tynan. Sophomore Kaylee Klesko, juniors Hallie B. Clinkscales, Lila Cox, Mary Davis Lockhart, Avery Tab, and Ellie Williams. Seniors Allison Fletcher, Grayson Haddock, Addie Heyman, our mascot Sophie Hunt, Lola Linicole, Hannah McClendon, Sydney Middleton, Beth Nunnery, Jana Sheffield, Ava Steele, Allie Thornton, and Ansley West. Seniors were selected as All-American cheerleaders at UCA camp this summer. They were Grayson Haddock, Lola Linenthal, Sydney Middleton, and Allie Thornton. Senior Sydney Middleton was also selected as the All-Star cheerleader and had the opportunity to cheer at the All-Star game in Macon. I've got two more special recognitions. During the year, at different times, the girls would be doing things and I'd say, "Oh, gold star for you!" And I think that's just the elementary school teacher in me. But it was things that they were doing above and beyond what I would ask them to do, whether it was rolling up mats before I said, "Hey, y'all clean up," or going here to get this or whatever. So our athlete with the most gold stars is Jana Sheffield. And then I have deemed one cheerleader as our Canva queen. If you have seen anything on social media from the cheerleaders, it has come from Ellie Williams. Ellie, a lot of times, has a post ready before I even know we need a post. She's like, "Miss Bishop, I made this for whatever." So, huge thank you to all of you. I'm looking forward to next year. Those senior girls for next year have already started making plans, and it's going to be a good year. Go Warriors.
I'd like to thank the coaches, and one more, I start with the freshmen. First freshman is Alex Pickle. Holden Haddock. Emmanuel Clark. Matt Hathorn. Last but not least, Grady Smith. All right, the next is sophomores. This is the class that has to work hard to play. We think they're going to come on. They've had a great off season, and I'm looking forward to it. Gannon Hurd. Owen Hunt. Mac Fay. Brody Rogerson. Steele Cobb. And Hayden Hadaway. Our biggest class is our junior class, which will be seniors next year. First up is Flint Kimbrell. And if you didn't know, Flint finally cleaned 230 the other day. He was really excited. I was pretty excited too. If you know dates. All right, the next is John Mason Calhoun. He has also all region and all state. Next, Matthew Godwin. Parker Godfrey. One and only Tom Davis. Cade Alderman. Brody Ingram. Brody also was an all-region player for us. Next is Colt Williams. He was all region, all state, and player of the year. Briggs Kelly. As everybody knows, Briggs just got back from a knee injury. He's had a great offseason. We're looking forward to seeing what he can do this year. And he should be mine. Branson Traylor. Branson was all region and all state. Grayson Smith. And the smallest one on our coaches, on our football team, Preston Garney. He don't like to eat. I can't get him to eat. I don't know what to do. All right. The last group is the seniors, and I'm so proud of these guys. Again, I can't tell you. You asked them to do it, they did. First up is Thad Blakely. All region, all state. Next is Reed Connor. He's one of those who I can't be more proud of. I just can't. And another one, Leighton Hurd. He's all region. Leighton didn't look like nothing in the uniform, but he sure played himself. He's a good football player for us. Braden Hudgens. All region, all state, and 11. And next is Jackson Jones, who is all region. And last but not least, he's another one that probably should have been mine, is J.D. Kirk, all region. Guys, that's this year's football team. And again, I'm looking forward to next year. And hopefully we'll be, getting some jewelry. Thank you.
Gary, will you come on? Coach West, Coach Wolf, Coach Kennedy. Coach Calhoun, Ladon. Thank y'all for what these coaches have done for us. We got a little something for them. We really appreciate y'all, every one of them. Coach Mo. Coach Jay. Coach Amy. Coach Ladon. And Coach Westwood. Appreciate y'all.
I've got my cross-country kids up here, so like everybody else at SGA, we start in early June. It's incredibly hard. We run together as a group a couple of days a week, but most all of these kids also have private cross-country coaches where they run pretty much every day, all summer, from probably, they've already started until cross-country season is over, and then they don't stop. They keep going straight into track to stay in top shape all year round, and it definitely shows. A lot of these meets, so some of these meets are just private schools like everybody else does, but a lot of these meets we're running against 5 and 6A schools. These are very large meets. You get up very early in the morning. If somebody had to come to me in high school and said, what do you think about waking up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday and driving 3 hours and going and running 3 miles? There is 0% chance I would have signed up for that. But these kids do it and they don't complain about it. And it's pretty much every Saturday from August through mid-October. And I don't hear one word of complaining out of them or my parents who go with them on these trips on early Saturday mornings. And I know my mom and dad are so happy that I did not sign up for that in high school so that they had to give up their Saturdays. But I'm going to give out their certificates, and then I have a couple of region and state medals as well. I've got Mary Grace Garcia Simmons, James Thompson, Emma Spooner, Cash Lambert, and Brinley Bennett. And then in order to go to the state meet in Macon, you have to be top 10 in region. And Mary Grace received second in region this year. And she also was third at state. Oh, come back, Mary Grace. She was also third place at state. And James also qualified for state with a 9th place in region. So, thank you guys. Get the basketball girls up here.
flock for me. Mr. Ashley and Cole Medlin for keeping my books. Miss Misha and the cheerleaders for being there, always being there and supporting us. Coach Mike and Coach Bobby. So Coach Mike said this morning about how he was privileged to take on the JV for me, but I feel the exact same way about him. It is a privilege for me to take his athletes because he has worked really hard, Coach Bobby and Coach Mike, molding them into what I need. So I don't owe myself the gratitude of us making it as far as we do. It is to y'all who mold those young athletes. Thank you. And then to Miss Teresa, Miss Tiffany, and Miss Michelle for the concessions Booster Club. Coach Kennedy, we love you. The girls, we wouldn't have it any other way. You support us. You're there for practice. You put in great ideas, and we just couldn't do it without you. This year's basketball team was the smallest team I've ever had. We had 11. 5 of them were 9th graders. Massey Claire Brooks, Braylee Wells, Bella Cobb, Hayden Brinson, and Leanna Medlin. 3 sophomores, KJ Span, Alex Davis, and Ava Rachel. 1 junior, Charlie Davis, and 2 seniors, Sophie Hunt and Blair Bennett. So our region record this year was 5-1. Overall record was 24-4. When you think of basketball season, you typically think of starting in October or November, but that's not the case for these girls. We start in June, and these girls pulled tires, jumped boxes, pushed sleds, and lifted weights all summer long. Most of them played softball as well, which was mentally and physically tiring for athletes going from sport to sport. Not only did they put the work in before season, they put the work in during the season. The entire season, we stayed in the weight room before games, before practices, and I always tell them that I'm not just getting them ready for playing the ball game, but we're getting ready for 4th quarter. And that's what the weight room does for us. And being able to outlast an opponent can be the difference between winning or losing. Although we were not region champs this year, we ended up being the last 2 teams standing. I've had many great teams, and we've been so close, but could never get over the Final Four hump until this year. That to me was an accomplishment in itself. People ask me how hard was it to coach in the final game. I thought coaching in the final game was much easier than coaching all the games that it took to get there. By the time you get to the final game, there's not much to teach. It's mainly about how you can control and conquer your fears and take what you've learned and experienced during the season and apply it. I couldn't have been more proud of these girls. It was a wonderful journey and experience, even though we fell a little short. What is special about this team is how much they actually love each other and how they pick each other up during games and practices. And I believe that their success is mostly due to their attitude, their work ethic, and their relationship with each other. We had 2 seniors on the team that helped contribute to that. Blair Bennett has been an integral part of our program for the past 5 years, and her impact on this team has been felt both on and off the court. Through her dedication, leadership, and commitment to the program, she has helped set the standard for what it means to be a true teammate. There were times I could see Blair's frustration on the court, and I knew it was disappointment in herself, but I could always talk to her, and she would find a way to snap out of it for her team. This season especially, Blair stepped into an important leadership role, guiding and encouraging those around her while always leading by example. Her work ethic, toughness, and passion for the game has earned the respect of her teammates. More than just a player,
Blair has been a steady presence and a huge part of the culture we've built as a team. She will be greatly missed, but the impact she's had on this program will continue long after the season. We are proud of everything she has accomplished and excited for what lies ahead for her. Sophie Hunt. Where would we be without Sophie? Her contagious smile and laughter kept the mood of this team in good spirits most of the time. There were moments that Sophie got a little worked up, but she eventually got over it. It's hard to put into words how much Sophie meant to this team. She has her way of always lifting people up and being there for someone when they need a good listener. Although Sophie hated the weight room, she managed to work up the courage to get in there for her team. She has been a tremendous part of our program through showing leadership by example, through her dedication and her team-first attitude. She is the kind of player every coach hopes to have, dependable, selfless, and always willing to give 100% in everything she does. Sophie's coachability and positive attitude have made her someone her teammates and coaches can always count on. Whether in practice or during games, she constantly worked on improving and pushed herself to make those around her better. Her commitment and effort has not gone unnoticed. The example she set through her work ethic will leave a lasting impact on our program. We are incredibly proud of Sophie and grateful for everything she has brought to this team. We had all region players. So the all region players this year were Blair Bennett, Charlie Davis, Ava Rachel, Alex Davis, and we had an all-region player of the year, that's KJ Spann, and we had 2 all-state players, that was KJ Spann and Charlie Davis. Thank you, girls.
Varsity boys basketball. All right, first off, I want to start by thanking Coach B and Coach D for all they do for us, and Coach Amy especially for being so easy to work with and helping me keep it all together. You know, I've got folks that say, "Oh, I don't know how you do it without an assistant coach." I said, "Well, I got 4 at least. You know, I got a bunch of people that help out and step in. So thank you guys for everything you do there." This was a very successful season of basketball, even though we fell short. Our ultimate goal was to finish the season with a 14-11 record. Hosted a playoff game. We had 4 players who made the all-region team, 1 all-state, and 1 all-star, and 1 co-player of the year. Their individual accomplishments were all done while chasing and prioritizing the team. And I'm glad they were able to get rewarded for that. My seniors, if you'll step forward real quick. All right, I want to start off by saying something about this group of seniors as a group. These young men, all of them lead in their individual way, whether it be on-court leadership, quietly by example, spiritually or vocally. Their impact on the program will last for years to come as an example of what it means to be a great teammate, what it means to be a leader, and how to do those things when situations aren't easy or ideal. Each one of them were selfless and did what was asked of them to the best of their ability without question. I'll forever treasure our time together and look forward to the great men and leaders in the community that will be in the future. Thank you, guys. All right. I'll now recognize everyone individually as I call your name and get your certificate, starting with underclassman Isaiah Guffey. Isaiah stepped in and helped us out with our B team this year. Sawyer Temples. Excited to see what Sawyer develops into over the next few years. He's a good little player. All right, they got Grady Smith. Grady was our freshman leader, worked hard on both ends of the floor, and one thing about Grady, you can always count on him to do the little things when nobody's watching. Clean up locker rooms,
washing jerseys, doing all that. You don't have to ask him. He just steps in and does that, and that'll go a long way and in life for him there. Jaden Desierto. Jaden came to us this year, and he really has a passion for basketball. I think he's going to be a good one for us. Cash Jarrett. Big fella. For our B team, he was the center of our offense and played a lot of valuable varsity minutes as well. Cash Lambert. Cash was a lot of length and disruptive on the defensive end. Just got to get him to be a little more vocal. I don't know if I'll ever get that. Kobe Strength. Kobe's not able to play with us due to injuries, but he's there, shows up and everything, and is there in support, and we're grateful to have him around. Luke Scott. Luke was our little point guard for our B team and leading scorer there. Look forward to the impact and growth he'll have in the next few years. All right, next I got our juniors. That's Colt Williams. All right, Colt isn't what you would consider a basketball guy, but his athleticism and drive helps take the program to the next level. I consistently asked Colt to do a lot of uncomfortable things this year. Through region play, he averaged 9.1 points per game, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, and earned himself all region honors. Sorry, Colt, come back. All right, Brody Henfinger. Brody's toughness was huge for us this year. One thing about Brody is he only knows one speed, and that's wide open. And I was grateful for that, and they'll continue to make a big impact for us next year. Weston Durden. Weston was also asked to play a different role for us this season. Many times he was the tallest one we had on the floor. Yeah, just take that right here. He shoots the ball well. The biggest impact to me he had this year was on the glass. Through region play, he averaged 7.3 rebounds and 14.4 points, earning all region. Briggs Kelly, the big dog. Briggs was, the plan was for him to be a big part of what we had going on this year, but unfortunately lost him to the injury and look forward to getting him back next season. All right. Unfortunately, he didn't get all region. All right. Next, I got our seniors. Start with Cannon Moulton. Cannon was named one of our team captains for his leadership by example. There's no doubt Cannon is one of the hardest working players I've ever had the privilege of coaching. Every workout, shooting session, any chance he could get better this offseason, he did. And his efforts were rewarded. Through region play, he averaged 12.2 points a game, shot 87.5% from the free throw line, and earned all region honors. Next, I got Jacob Carter. Jacob and I developed a special relationship when I first got to SGA. Driving from Albany here, I had to pick Jacob up, take him home all the time. So he may seem like he's quiet. He's not when you get in those situations. But Jacob was also a leader by example, showing up on this offseason, very selfless to every workout, and I really appreciate everything he did for me this year. Ethan Foster. Ethan was asked to play a difficult spot for this year. If you notice, we're not very big, kind of small. He was one of our bigs at 5'7", maybe. He was asked to guard a lot of bigger players, rebound, and set a lot of screens. And he did that with 100% effort all the time. Ethan was special with our program as a spiritual leader. You can always count on Brother Ethan to lead us in prayer, and honestly, his strong faith helped push me for a closer relationship with God and myself, and for that I'm forever grateful. I enjoyed our many late night bus conversations, and no doubt he'll be a great leader of men as he continues on his journey. Reed Conner. Very grateful that after football season, Reed decided to come back to us. He played with us the last 2 seasons in the summer, but wasn't going to play. He came back and selflessly worked hard, gave all his effort whenever he got his opportunities, helped us out tremendously defensively in spots, and Reed, I'm grateful for the relationship we developed over the years. Last, but maybe least, I don't know. Thad Beckley, where did we get here? Thad was the definition of leader on the court and our most vocal leader. His work ethic, his drive, his fight, and his determination made him one of the best players I've ever had the privilege of coaching. For me personally, having a player that studies the game the way he did, understands it, it's like having a coach on the floor. That goes a long way with the pace of basketball when it's up and down. I mean, but with that comes a lot more criticism from me, a lot more demand from me than any other player. And he accepted that and excelled. In region play, Thad averaged 19.5 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 steals per game, earning himself the co-region player of the year. On the season, he finished at 16.6 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, and 4 assists, was selected to play in the All-Star game, and earned himself All-State honors. This is a very special group of young men. It's a year of adversity, of toughness, and adjustment. And the leadership of these seniors, they handle it with every level of integrity that makes me incredibly proud to be a coach.
Short to show our appreciation, we'd like you to do.
Luke and Cookie on stage. We just have Luke, so we'll deal with that. This is a bass fishing team. It was just Luke and Emmett this year that decided to fish and actually went out. Miss Lee normally always writes me something to say about bass fishing and all their accomplishments. I asked her this year, I said, Miss Lee, what do you have for me? I will not repeat what she said. She said the season wasn't as good as what they were hoping in terms. But they did have a couple good tournaments, and they did qualify for the state tournament. Cookie said as long as he shows up to it, that they're going to go fishing. He wasn't sure if he was going to get or not. But that will be later on in June, I believe. So Luke says they're going to win. All right. If the golf team could come up. Coach Jay could not be here today. I think it's because he doesn't really like talking in person, so he asked me if I would handle this for him today. Golf is normally a sport that we have a whole lot of kids sign up for, but when it comes down to it, there's normally only maybe 6 or 7 that actually end up going to play. This year, you see the ones that said they were going to sign up all stuck with it and decided to sign up. The issue was, in golf, you can only play 5 spots at every one. So every day these guys were having to compete with one another at practice to try to get into that top 5 spot where they could go to the tournaments. A lot of the matches that these guys had ended up getting rained out early in the year. Then they had the unfortunate chance of having to go to Hawkinsville to play a region tournament where the course was absolutely terrible. The greens were awful. I took a picture of Luke putting and the ball was just bouncing like this as it went down the green. So how anybody played anywhere decent at that tournament, I'm not sure. But these guys still were able to shoot a score that was good enough to qualify them for the state tournament. And if you've never been to the Golf State Tournament, it is up in Greensboro. And the course is extremely nice, but it is extremely difficult. The greens, when we went up there, were extremely hard and fast, and it was tough to do. I think every time I turned around, Cash was in a bunker somewhere. And it was just a tough course for these guys to play. But when it came out at the end, I think they ended up finishing, I want to say it was 4th in the state. They shot the best score that they have shot in years on that course. That course has hosted it probably the last 5 or 6 years, and that's the best they have ever shot up there in Greensboro. So right now, I would like to just give them their certificate. Matt Hathorn, Lane Lockhart, Luke Scott, Jackson Jones. Jackson was that alternate at state. Matt Fain. Steele Cobb. I think Steele played golf, but he thought he was going to get out of school more. Hayden Bradford. Aiden Henry. Galen Thompson. Isaiah Guffey. Isaiah was part of the group that played state. Luke Akers. Luke also went and played state. He had a hurt wrist about halfway through the thing. He just put his driver in his bag and said he was done with it, and he just started using all types of clubs to tee off with. And then we have senior Jeff Trawick and Thad Beckley. And Cash, I don't know where your thing is. Cash, you know how it is. And Kobe. We'll get y'all. Thank you.
She also helped me coach again this year. We would have to split the players up and hit off-site periodically because it's just impossible to get enough playing time when you've got 2 courts and 22 players. I also want to thank Brent Alderman, who's not here today. I don't think Kate is Kate Alderman. He helped coach the boys at some matches this year. I'll start with the boys. On the boys, we had Kate Alderman, Ethan Young, Cannon Moulton. Step forward when I call your name if you don't mind. Cannon Moulton, Landon Waltman, John Mason Calhoun, and Matt Fain that returned from last year and just continued to get better as this year progressed. And then our new players were Thad Beckley, Luke Scott, and Bank Steele. They all picked up the game pretty quick and had a really good season. That is graduating, but I look forward to see what Luke and Banks are going to be able to do next year. I predict a really good season for them next year. I want to start with just saying these boys won their very first region match against Sherwood this year. And Sherwood was the #2 team in the state. This is saying a lot. In tennis, we have one of the strongest regions in tennis. Matter of fact, most out of the 8 teams that qualify for state, 3 of them are from our region. next year, it'll probably end up being 5, because we've got Bellwood and Brookwood coming into our region, and they have really good, strong tennis programs also. These boys qualified for state again this year and gave the #1 seeded team, Augusta Prep, a run for their money. Augusta Prep thought they had an easy match in the first round, but boy were they wrong. These boys came really close to beating them. Augusta Prep had won line, in tennis you have to win 3 lines, and Augusta Prep had won line 1 and 2 singles, but Cannon and Landon had beaten their #1 doubles team. Ethan was playing his heart out at singles and hanging tough, and then John Mason and Matt were also hanging tough in their doubles match. Augusta Prep eventually ended up winning, but they were in shock when they realized how close they were to losing. Ethan Young, Cannon Moulton, Landon Waltman, and Thad Beckley are our seniors, and they will be missed next year. All of their tennis games have improved greatly, and I hope they continue to play tennis in the future. All right, guys, I'm gonna hand out y'all's certificates. We also had Avery Tapp, and she was an alternate for us at state, and played several region matches in singles and in doubles this year. She has really worked on her game, and I look for great things out of her also for her senior year. I'm going to ask these girls to step forward when I call their name. On our region and state girls team this year, we had Ava Steele, Charlie Davis, Allie Hornsby, Addison Mock, Grayson Haddock, Kate Sheffield, and Ava Rachel. These girls won region again this year. Charlie Davis placed third in the singles division at the region tournament, and Allie Hornsby and Grayson Haddock were runner-ups for the region in the doubles division, and Ava Steele and Addison Mock were your 2026 region champions for the doubles division. I do want Ava, Addison, Grayson, individual state tournament this year, Allie Hornsby and Grayson Haddock made it all the way to the Final Four before losing to a #1 doubles team from Brentwood. Ava Steele and Addison Mock played some of the best tennis I've ever seen them play, and they did not lose a single set or even a single game during their run to the doubles state championship. They played a flawless match against a very good Brentwood team in the championship match and beat them 6-0, 6-0. Ava Steele and Addison Mock are your back-to-back double state champions this year. All right, and now we'll take a step forward a little bit. I'm so proud of each and every one of these girls on the state team. They continue to put in the work, and it shows. It took different players at different times in each match to win the 3 lines needed to advance to the next level. I have to admit that it was a lot less stressful this year since we didn't have to play any tiebreakers in our run for the state title. These girls are your 2026 AA state champions. These girls are also your back-to-back state champions. What an accomplishment. I've got 2 seniors on this team, Grayson Haddock and Ava Steele. We will definitely miss them next year. I really enjoyed watching Grayson get better and better each year and to develop her game in doubles. She was a vital part in our state champion team last year and this year. All right, and then Ava, I'm going to stand up here. Ava Steele. Like I said, the first place goes to gold double. Pass that out. Ask yourself. And then second place gold double for Grayson and Allie. All right, and your all-state was Ava Steele and Addison Mock. That's Mark. That I need to Ava, I want you to come stand up here, please. Ava is the only reason that I'm still coaching to this day. I had planned on retiring back in 2023, and back in 2023, Ava was a freshman and new to the school. She would make comments all season long, along with her mother, that said, "Surely you're not going to quit coaching. Ava's just a freshman." And I look back and I said, there's just no way I can tell her no. So I continued to coach. But at that time, at the sports banquet in 2022 and 23, we were losing most all of our players. I think we only had 3 or 4. We didn't even have enough to make a tennis team. So, fun fact, I decided that if I was going to coach, that I was going to I needed some more players. So that day at the sports banquet in 23, excuse me, I spoke with Addison Mock, step forward please, Ava Rachel, Charlie Davis, Kate Sheffield, and Allie Hornsby. They were all on the front porch at the library waiting to get their sports physical. And I told them, I said, girls, don't y'all want to play tennis? And they're like, we don't know how to play tennis. And I said, just come out and just try. I said, Mervin and I will help you. And they all agreed to do it. And I'm so grateful that they did. And since then, we have had a lot of interest in tennis. And we have so many, like I said, we have tons of depth and just a ton of great players. And so tennis at SGA is still very promising. Ava Steele was the anchor for our team this year. And she did not lose a single match all year. She had some really tough ones that she had to endure, especially from the singles player from Sherwood, but she made it through them. As a matter of fact, Ava has only lost to 2 players during her time here at SGA. In 2023, she was runner-up at state behind Blair Pollock, which was her own teammate. And in 2025, she lost 1 match to Virginia Cassell from Augusta Prep. She has had quite a ride here at SGA. But not only was Ava a great player, she was also a great teammate. I have witnessed her helping everybody on the girls and the boys team. If I asked her to do anything, she would do it. But she would also just do it on her own. That was her nature. she will leave a huge gap that was seemed impossible to fill. She keeps telling me she's coming back to help next year, and I believe she will. Thank y'all.
Some people who really helped me out at track this year. Coach B comes to me in class one day and says, "Hey, honey, did you print off all the heat sheets?" And I said, "No, I didn't. I was thinking that was just going to be my part as a track coach." But then when we got to Albany Hugh Mills Stadium, the other coaches said, "Thank you for hosting. Thank you for hosting." And I just said, "You're welcome. I didn't know I was hosting it." So I immediately grabbed Coach Woody and Wendy Cox. I don't know if she's here today, but I grabbed them and just kind of threw them to the wolves. I was like, "You've got to do this, 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 and this." And so they really, really helped me out. And it ran smoothly. I got Mary. I snatched her and put her down at the finish line and told her to be my recorder. And then I told Coach Heather to be my judge on the relays. So I thank all the coaches for all their help. I had 2 8th graders this year on the track team, Riley Mosley and Sawyer Tipples. My 9th graders, Neela Calhoun, Addison McClendon, Emma Timmons, Emmanuel Clark, Alex Pickle, Grady Smith, Holden Haddock, Shaden Hall, Jaden DeSirta, I think I said that right, I don't know. 10th grade, KJ Spann, Alex Davis, Zoe Cox, Cash Lambert, Owen Hunt, Daniel Thompson, 11th grade, Libby Glass, Mary Grace Garcia Simmons, Branson Trewick, Briggs Kelly, Brody Infinger, Colt Williams, John Mason Calhoun, James Thompson, Tom Davis, and my seniors, Sophie Hunt, Cannon Moulton, Ethan Young, Jackson Jones, and J.D. Kirkland. Alright, so at the region track meet, if you placed in the top 4, you received a medal and you moved on to state. So in the shot put, we had 2nd place, Jackson Jones. 3rd place, Emma Timmons. And first place, KJ Span. In the discus, we had first place, Briggs Kelly. And first place, KJ Span. In high jump, third place, Libby Glass. Fourth place, Zoe Cox. Long jump, fourth place, Addison McClendon. And second place, Brody Infinger. Triple jump, third place, Brody Infinger. And third place, Neely Calhoun. .100 meter, fourth place, John Mason Calhoun. Fourth place, Addison McClendon. And second place, Neely Calhoun. 800 meters, second place, Mary Grace Garcia Simmons. 1600 meter, third place, Mary Grace Garcia Simmons. 3200 meter, first place, Mary Grace Garcia Simmons. 100 meter hurdles, third place, Libby Glass. And fourth place, Riley Mosley. Relay teams, 4x100 meter relay team. The second place was the girls, Libby Glass, Addison McClendon, Riley Mosley, and Neely Calhoun. And our boys, one region, first place, John Mason Calhoun, Colt Williams, Brody Infinger, and Cannon Moulton. The 4x400 meter relay, fourth place, girls team, Riley Mosley, Alex Davis, Neely Calhoun, and Mary Grace Garcia Simmons. The 4x400 meter relay team, fourth place, boys, Owen Hunt, Ethan Young, Brody Infinger, and John Mason Calhoun. The 4x800 meter relay, fourth place, boys team, Owen Hunt, Grady Smith, Cash Lambert, and Alex Pickle. We had a few that made it to the state meet, and in shot put, KJ Span placed third place. And she also placed third place in discus. Mary Grace Garcia Simmons placed third in the mile, and she was our state champ in the 3200 meter. And we also had our boys 4x100 meter relay team. I think it's been a very long time since we've had one making the top 3 spots, and they placed second. That is John Mason Calhoun, Colt Williams, Brody Infinger, and Cannon Moulton. Good job, guys.
any sport that is currently ongoing, that we run it first next year for the sports banquet instead of last. I've been sitting here trying to think about what I'm going to say and this, that, and the other, but we got a playoff game to play tomorrow. So my attention really is there, but to take a few minutes to recognize this team, like I say, we're still currently playing. I'd like to invite everybody out tomorrow. We'll be playing Westminster Academy at 1 o'clock. This is the Elite Eight of the GIAA State Baseball Playoffs. Game 1 will be at 1 o'clock. Game 2 will be at 3 o'clock tomorrow. This team, as a whole, if we think about our seniors in the last 4 years, they've had 4 Elite Eight appearances, 4 Final Four appearances, have been the state runner-up 2 times and region champions 3 times over the past 4 years. But it's been a pleasure for me to get to work with these young men. Baseball is just a tool that I like to use as a coach to try to lead them to Christ. But baseball is an important thing, and God gives us that and expects us to in everything we do it with all of our heart as if we're working for the Lord. And I think each of these young men are demonstrating that and are showing that. This season we've accumulated 14 wins, 5 losses. We were undefeated in region play, and we were the Region 3 AA champions. Very proud for that accomplishment. But at this time, I like to recognize our players and give them their varsity letter award for being a part of this baseball team. Number 1, first baseman and pitcher Grady Smith. Number 2, first baseman, second baseman, third baseman, junior Bo Adams. Number 3, freshman Holden Haddock as a catcher. Number 4, senior Reed Connor, right fielder. Number 6, Matthew Godwin, a junior, plays third base, pitches, plays shortstop. Luke Akers, number 7, a sophomore, first baseman and pitcher. We stuck him over at second base here last week or so, or third, was it third? Somewhere, we stuck him somewhere. He can do anything you ask him to do. J.W. Moore, number 8, is a freshman, a third baseman. Brody Enfinger, number 9, a junior, our center fielder. Number 10, junior Flint Kimball, left fielder and second baseman. Colt Williams, number 12, a junior, pitcher and shortstop. Jacob Carter, senior, number 16, an outfielder. Number 17, Matt Hawthorne, freshman, second baseman. Felton Crawford, number 21, he's a sophomore, primarily plays in the outfield, but we're working him into this pitching role. Knox Bridges, number 22, a sophomore, second baseman and outfielder. Number 23, a junior, Grayson Smith, an outfielder. Brody Rogerson, number 24, a sophomore, catcher and pitcher. Alex Pickle, freshman, number 25, outfielder. Reese Bridges, number 00, sophomore, third baseman, pitcher. And number 26, freshman Shaden Hall, who's been working in the outfield for us. We're very, very excited about the opportunity to demonstrate what we have learned this year and how we can take that forward into this playoff run. I tell the guys all the time that we can't play to a circumstance. It doesn't matter if we're up big, we're down big. It does not matter. We cannot play to a circumstance. We have to play to a standard. And I think they've embraced that. And I'm really, really excited about tomorrow's playoff opportunity for us. If you get a chance, come out and watch the Warriors play baseball. Thank you guys for all that you do.
Can I please get the rest of the coaches to come up here? As a thank you for what these coaches have done for us, we came together and got a little gift. Coach Adam. Coach Woody. Coach MJ. Coach West. Thank y'all.
Each year, on behalf of my mama, my brother Darren, sister Carol, brother Adam, we give a scholarship in memory of my daddy, Ted Bush. I often think about what Daddy would have loved about the team and the players that are currently playing. And of course, with this year's team, I know he would have loved the talent. But more importantly, I know he would have loved the friendship the players have. I can imagine how much fun he would have had coaching them. And I often think about these boys and they are friends first and teammates second. And I think about all the time they spend together, not only on the baseball field, but off the field. And I know how much Daddy loved bird hunting. He mostly loved dove and quail hunting. But something tells me he would be on a boat with these boys in the river or on the lake trying to shoot a duck too. This year's recipient has proven himself as a good friend and a good teammate. He has not always been a starter. In fact, he just became that this year. However, he has always been at practices, working hard, trying to improve, and at games cheering on and supporting his teammates, his friends. We all need to remember that playing time can change from game to game or season to season, but character and teamwork last longer. Coaches and others will remember those players who stayed committed, continued to work, and supported the team despite maybe not having the most playing time. Playing time measures where you are right now, but being a good teammate shapes who you become. We have all seen this athlete become a better person from freshman year to senior year. We have seen him become more mature, become a leader, and become someone who his teammates can depend on. This year's recipient of the Ted Bush Scholarship is Reed Connor.
At this time, I would like to present the Cornerstone Sportsmanship Award. Mr. Hank Jester could not be here today, so he asked me to distribute this award. This award is voted on by the coaches. It is given to a boy and girl senior who basically is what it says, sportsmanship. Somebody who's always going to be there for their teammates, somebody who has a positive attitude no matter what is going on, and somebody who the coaches can always rely on when it's a clutch situation to make a big play, to do something that the team is going to need. This year, the awards go to Ava Steele and Cannon Moulton.
Hello, I'm here at Kimball. I'm presenting the Will Eubanks Memorial Scholarship, sponsored by Straw Source Incorporated. This $500 scholarship is given in memory of Will Eubanks, beloved student of Southwest Georgia Academy, whose outgoing nature and zest of life left a long-lasting impression on everyone he met. Will was an avid athlete, playing football, tennis, golf, and was always at the heart of the action, on the field and among friends. His greatest passion was flying, a dream he pursued until his tragic passing in a plane crash on New Year's Eve 2011. This scholarship awarded to a student who, like Will, is active in multiple sports, brings energy, joy, and to all those around, and truly knows how to enjoy life. This year, we felt 2 students were worthy for this scholarship. Will graduated with a parent of both of these kids and is great friends of his. And it's our honor to give this year's scholarship to Reed Connor and Braden Hutchins.
We have 2 bank scholarships. This is between 5-star and First State Bank. Coaches select the athletes, boy and girl, with the highest scholastic cumulative average. The First State Bank Award goes to Grayson Haddock. The 5-star Credit Union Award goes to Thad Beckley. The next award is the Scott Widener Memorial Award. This goes to a boy and a girl who excel in athletics. The student must be also involved in other school activities. The girl award is Ava Steele. And the Scott Widener Memorial Award goes to Thad Beckley.
We will now present our senior athletic awards. In order for a senior to be eligible for one of these awards, they must have played a sport during their senior year, and then they will receive a plaque that has all the sports that they played throughout their high school award or high school years. First, we have Sydney Middleton. Sophie Hunt. Lola Linicole. Allison Fletcher. Allie Thornton. Addie Heyman. Annie Redding. Blair Bennett. Ansley West. Aubrey Holloman. Beth Nunnery. Grayson Haddock. Jana Sheffield. Ava Steele. Hannah McClendon. Thad Beckley. Leighton Hurd. Landon Waltman. Jeb Trewick. J.D. Kirkman. Reed Connor. Cannon Moulton. Braden Hudgens. Ethan Foster. Ethan Young. Jackson Jones. And Jacob Carter.
Before we close, Dr. Bennett, can you stand up? And Dion Foster, I don't know if Dion's here. I want to thank Dr. Bennett and Dion. Dr. Bennett has been here my whole time and has always been there to help all the athletes, not just on the football field, but he's out almost every sport from junior pro up. And I know the coaches probably bother him a lot more than he wants to be bothered during the day when somebody's hurt. Between him and Dion, they're constantly working with their athletes. And anytime somebody gets hurt on our team or the opposing team, you always see Dr. Bennett and Dion running over there to help those athletes and our athletes. And that is a comfort to have you there, Dr. Bennett. So thank you for all the years that you've done that. Thank you to all you athletes and the parents. Y'all have a great day.